Have you ever felt the relentless pull of life's currents, leaving you adrift in a sea of worry and uncertainty? Perhaps you've wrestled with moments that felt overwhelming, where the weight of the world seemed to rest squarely on your shoulders, pressing down until your spirit felt heavy and burdened. We've all been there, standing at the crossroads of challenge and change, feeling the whisper of doubt or the sharp sting of regret. It's in these moments, when the usual paths seem to offer little solace, that we begin to seek something deeper, something more enduring than fleeting comforts or temporary distractions. Think for a moment about those nights you've lain awake, your mind replaying old conversations, dissecting past decisions, or anxiously forecasting future events. That gnawing feeling, that sense of being unmoored in a vast, unpredictable ocean of experiences, is a common thread woven through the tapestry of human existence. We yearn for stability, for a compass that can guide us through the fog, for a quiet harbor where our souls can find respite. The external world often feels chaotic, a whirlwind of demands, expectations, and comparisons that can leave us feeling inadequate, exhausted, and utterly drained. We see others seemingly glide through life with an effortless grace, and we wonder, what is their secret? How do they find such composure amidst the storm? This isn't about escaping reality or denying the very real difficulties we face. Life, by its very nature, will present its trials. Loss, disappointment, illness, the inevitable march of time. These are not things we can simply wish away. But what if there was a way to meet these challenges, not with fear or despair, but with a quiet strength, a profound resilience that allows you to stand firm even when the ground beneath your feet seems to tremble? What if the key to enduring peace wasn't found in controlling the uncontrollable, but in mastering your own inner world? Today, we embark on a journey, not to escape these realities, but to discover a timeless wisdom that offers precisely that quiet harbor amidst life's relentless storms. For centuries, across civilizations and through generations, a profound philosophy known as Stoicism has guided seekers of tranquility and resilience. It emerged from ancient Greece and Rome, forged in the crucible of human experience, offering insights that are as relevant today as they were thousands of years ago. Despite popular misconceptions, Stoicism is not about suppressing emotions or living without joy. Quite the contrary. It's a powerful, practical framework for navigating the complexities of our existence with grace, inner strength, and a deep, abiding sense of purpose. It teaches us how to find freedom not from the world, but within ourselves. This philosophy doesn't promise a life devoid of hardship, for that would be a denial of reality itself. Instead, it offers something far more valuable, the unwavering ability to confront hardship with courage, to accept what cannot be changed with serenity, and to focus your precious energy on what truly lies within your power, your thoughts, your judgments, your character, and your actions. It's about cultivating a fortress of the mind, a sanctuary where true peace can reside, untouched by the shifting tides of external events. Imagine a life where you are less reactive to petty annoyances, more resilient in the face of significant setbacks, and more deeply appreciative of the simple, profound joys that life presents. This is the promise of Stoicism. Today, we will unveil 5 fundamental Stoic truths. Insights that, when truly embraced, have the profound potential to reshape your perspective and liberate your spirit. These aren't abstract academic concepts. They are living principles designed to be woven into the fabric of your daily life, offering clarity when confusion reigns and courage when fear whispers. If you find yourself nodding in agreement, feeling a resonance with these ideas of inner strength and enduring peace, then you found a kindred spirit in our community. We believe that a strong, peaceful, and happy mind is not a luxury but a fundamental human right, attainable through wisdom and practice. To continue this journey with us, to delve deeper into these transformative principles, and to empower your mind with the tools for a more resilient and meaningful life, I invite you to become a part of our growing community. Subscribe to the Stoic Philosophy channel. Here we consistently share insights, discussions, and practical exercises designed to help you cultivate an unshakable inner calm and a profound sense of well-being, helping your mind to become truly strong, peaceful, and happy. Your journey towards inner mastery begins now, and we are here to walk it with you. Prepare to unlock a deeper sense of peace, clarity, and enduring purpose. In our modern world, the pursuit of tranquility and inner peace often feels like a distant, elusive dream. We find ourselves caught in a relentless whirlwind of external pressures, a constant deluge of information, demands, and expectations that threaten to engulf our serenity. Think about it. From the moment we wake, we're often bombarded by news headlines filled with global unrest, by the incessant notifications on our devices, by the sheer volume of tasks awaiting us at work or at home. We live in a society that frequently measures our worth by external metrics: the size of our bank account, the accolades on our resume, the perceived perfection of our social media feed, or the opinions of others. This relentless striving for more money, more recognition, more possessions, more approval, creates a pervasive sense of inadequacy, a feeling that we are perpetually falling short. Consider the subtle yet powerful anxieties that often plague us. There's the fear of judgment, that quiet voice that whispers doubts about our decisions, our appearance, our parenting, or our professional capabilities. We hesitate to speak our minds, to pursue our passions, or to simply be authentically ourselves, all because of the imagined criticism from others. This fear can paralyze us, keeping us confined within a narrow comfort zone, afraid to venture into the vast possibilities of our own lives. Then there's the sting of loss, an inevitable part of the human experience. Whether it's the passing of a loved one, the dissolution of a cherished relationship, the fading of youth, or the decline of health, loss confronts us with our own vulnerability and the transient nature of all things. How do we navigate these profound sorrows without being completely overwhelmed, without allowing grief to consume our very essence? And what about the nagging anxiety about what tomorrow might bring? We live in an era of unprecedented change and uncertainty. Economic shifts, technological disruptions, global events. These are all factors largely beyond our control, yet they often cast a long shadow over our present moments. We find ourselves mentally projecting into the future, constructing elaborate worst-case scenarios, playing out hypothetical conversations, and worrying about outcomes that may never materialize. This constant future tripping robs us of the only moment we truly possess, the present. It drains our energy, dulls our joy, and prevents us from fully engaging with the richness of life unfolding right now. We become prisoners of our own anxious thoughts, trapped in a cycle of what-ifs and if-onlys. We strive for control over things inherently beyond our grasp. The unpredictable turns of fate, the actions and choices of other people, the opinions they hold of us, or even the inevitable passage of time itself. We expend immense emotional and mental energy trying to manipulate circumstances, to force outcomes, to change what simply cannot be changed. This constant struggle is not only futile, but profoundly draining. It's like trying to command the ocean tides to halt, or attempting to grasp smoke in your hands, a magnificent waste of precious life force. This futile pursuit of external control leaves us feeling exhausted, frustrated, and deeply disconnected from our true selves, from the inner wellspring of peace and resilience that actually lies within. This is the central challenge of the human condition: how to find serenity and strength in a world that is inherently unpredictable and often demanding. How do we cease being tossed about by every external breeze and instead become the steadfast ship, navigating the waters with purpose and calm? Many of us reach a point in life, perhaps in our 40s, 50s, or 60s, where the youthful illusions of absolute control and endless possibility begin to wane. We've experienced enough highs and lows to realize that true happiness isn't simply about accumulating external achievements. The question then becomes, if external circumstances are so fickle, where do we find our unshakable foundation? What if there was a path to not just cope with these challenges, but to truly thrive within them, to find a profound sense of well-being that no external event can diminish? This is precisely where the timeless wisdom of Stoicism offers its guiding light. Unveiling the Stoic Compass: 5 Guiding Truths. The human journey is often described as a quest for meaning, for happiness, for a life lived well. Yet, without a reliable map or a steady compass, we can easily lose our way amidst the myriad distractions and inevitable hardships. The Stoics, with their profound insights into human nature and the workings of the universe, offered just such a compass, a set of guiding truths that illuminate the path to inner resilience and enduring tranquility. These aren't abstract philosophical musings. They are practical, actionable principles designed to be integrated into the very fabric of your daily existence. They serve as pillars upon which you can build a life of purpose, even when external circumstances seem to crumble around you. We will now delve into 5 such fundamental truths. Each one acts as a powerful lens, inviting you to view your life, your challenges, and your reactions from a more enlightened perspective. By understanding and internalizing these core tenets, you begin to dismantle the internal narratives that cause unnecessary suffering and empower yourself to respond to life with wisdom rather than impulse. This journey into Stoic wisdom is not about finding quick fixes. It's about cultivating a profound and sustainable inner transformation. It's about learning to distinguish between what you can genuinely influence and what you must simply accept, thereby liberating immense reserves of mental and emotional energy. Prepare to unlock a deeper understanding of yourself and the world, equipping you with the tools to navigate life's complexities with unparalleled grace and unwavering strength. Let's explore these foundational truths, each a beacon guiding us towards a more virtuous, peaceful, and fulfilled existence. The dichotomy of control: master your inner kingdom. The very bedrock of Stoic wisdom, the foundational principle upon which all other insights rest, is the profound understanding of the dichotomy of control. This isn't just a philosophical concept. It's a revolutionary lens through which to view every single aspect of your life. Imagine for a moment standing at the edge of a vast, churning ocean. You can admire its power, feel its spray, and even navigate its currents, but you cannot command the waves to cease, nor can you dictate the direction of the wind. To attempt to do so would be an exercise in utter futility, leading only to exhaustion and despair. The Stoics recognized that our lives are much like this ocean. There are forces and events entirely beyond our command, and there are aspects that are entirely within our purview. The profound insight lies in clearly distinguishing between the two, and then, with unwavering discipline, focusing our precious energy solely on what genuinely belongs to us. What, then, truly lies within our control? The Stoics were remarkably clear. We control our thoughts, our judgments, our desires, and our actions. This means the way we perceive a situation, the meaning we assign to an event, the emotions we choose to cultivate, and the responses we enact. These are our sovereign territory. If a sudden rainstorm ruins your outdoor plans, you don't control the rain, but you absolutely control your reaction to it. Will you lament the inconvenience, succumb to frustration, and allow your day to be overshadowed? Or will you adapt, perhaps find a new indoor activity, or simply embrace the unexpected change with equanimity? The choice, and therefore your peace of mind, rests entirely with you. When Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength," he was articulating this fundamental truth. He understood that while the empire might rage with wars and political intrigue, his inner peace depended not on controlling those external storms, but on mastering his own reactions to them. Conversely, what lies outside our control? An enormous spectrum of external factors: the weather, the opinions of others, the economy, the political landscape, the past, the future, the health of our bodies beyond our reasonable care, and ultimately, the actions and choices of every other person on the planet. How many sleepless nights have we spent agonizing over what someone said about us, or worrying about a financial downturn, or replaying a past mistake? All these mental efforts are, in the Stoic view, precisely like trying to command the wind. They are utterly ineffective in changing the external reality, but devastatingly effective in eroding our inner peace. This constant struggle to manipulate what is unmanageable is the primary source of our anxiety, frustration, and unhappiness. It's a tragic misallocation of our most valuable resources: our attention, our energy, and our mental tranquility. The practical application of the dichotomy of control is where its transformative power truly lies. It invites us to pause before reacting to any situation and ask a simple yet profound question. Is this within my control or outside of it? If it's outside your control, the Stoic path is one of acceptance, not passive resignation, but active, reasoned acceptance. It's about acknowledging the reality, understanding that your struggle against it is futile, and then consciously choosing to redirect your energy towards what you can control. This doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care effectively. You don't ignore problems, you simply recognize the limits of your influence and respond with wisdom rather than futile emotional turmoil. If, however, the situation is within your control, your effort, your attitude, your words, your choices, then the Stoic injunction is to act virtuously and diligently, bringing your best self to bear on the task at hand. Consider the immense freedom that springs from this understanding. When you cease battling against the unchangeable, you free up an astonishing amount of mental and emotional bandwidth. This liberated energy can then be channeled into pursuing your goals, deepening your relationships, cultivating your character, and engaging more fully with the present moment. It's a path to radical self-reliance, not in the sense of isolation, but in the sense of finding your stability and happiness rooted firmly within yourself, independent of the volatile whims of the external world. When you truly internalize this truth, you begin to experience a profound sense of inner calm, a quiet confidence that allows you to stand resilient amidst life's inevitable storms. You become the master of your inner kingdom, unperturbed by the unpredictable currents outside your walls. This is the first and perhaps most vital step towards transforming your life the Stoic way. Embrace impermanence, the dance of life and change. The second profound truth offered by Stoicism is the understanding and embrace of impermanence. Life, in its essence, is a river, not a stagnant pond. Everything flows, everything changes, everything is in a constant state of becoming and unbecoming. From the grand cosmic dance of stars to the microscopic decay of a single leaf, the universe is a symphony of ceaseless transformation. This truth, though seemingly simple, carries immense weight and profound implications for our daily lives. We, as human beings, often have a deep-seated desire for stability, for things to remain constant, for cherished moments and beloved people to stay with us forever. Yet, reality consistently reminds us that clinging desperately to what is destined to pass brings only suffering, for change is the only constant. Think about the cycles of nature, the vibrant bloom of spring giving way to the abundance of summer, the rich hues of autumn, and then the quiet, dormant embrace of winter. Each season is beautiful in its own right, and each gives way to the next with an inexorable rhythm. To lament the falling leaves in autumn is to resist the natural order. To do so is to miss the beauty of their fiery descent and the promise of renewal that winter holds. Similarly, our lives are marked by seasons: childhood, youth, adulthood, old age. Each brings its unique joys and challenges, and each transitions into the next. To cling to the vitality of youth while entering the wisdom of age is to fight against the very nature of existence. The Stoics understood that our attachments to people, possessions, achievements, and even our own physical bodies are fraught with potential for pain precisely because these things are impermanent. Seneca, one of the great Roman Stoics, often reflected on the fleeting nature of life and fortune. He encouraged us to practice premeditatio malorum, the contemplation of evils, not in a morbid sense, but as a preparation for life's inevitable downturns. By acknowledging that everything we cherish can be lost, we don't diminish our enjoyment of it in the present. Rather, we deepen our appreciation. When we hold something dear with an open hand, recognizing its temporary nature, we savor its presence more fully, free from the suffocating fear of its departure. It's akin to appreciating a beautiful sunset, knowing it will fade. Its ephemeral quality makes its beauty all the more poignant and precious. Consider the common human tendency to idealize the past or anxiously anticipate the future. When we dwell on the good old days, we often ignore the difficulties that were also present then, and we rob ourselves of the potential joys of the present. When we constantly look forward, telling ourselves, "I'll be happy when X happens," we postpone our happiness indefinitely, because X will inevitably be replaced by Y, and then Z in an endless chain of desires. Embracing impermanence pulls us back to the present moment, the only moment we truly possess. It teaches us to find joy and meaning in what is, rather than lamenting what was or chasing what might be. This truth isn't about resignation or apathy, it's about liberation. When you accept that circumstances, relationships, and even your own physical being are in a constant state of flux, you free yourself from the tyranny of expectation and the chains of attachment. You become more adaptable, more resilient, and less prone to despair when things don't go according to plan. The loss of a job, for instance, can be viewed not as a catastrophic end, but as a natural transition, an opening for new possibilities. The departure of a loved one, while undeniably painful, can be met with a deeper appreciation for the time shared, rather than solely with bitterness over its ending. Furthermore, embracing impermanence cultivates gratitude. When you recognize that every moment, every breath, every connection is a precious gift that will eventually pass, you begin to savor them with a heightened sense of awareness. You become more present in conversations, more mindful of the beauty around you, and more appreciative of the simple blessings often overlooked. This perspective shifts your focus from what you lack or what you might lose to what you possess and can appreciate right now. Ultimately, by internalizing the truth of impermanence, you learn to dance with change rather than resist it. You learn to flow with life's currents, finding peace not in stagnation, but in the dynamic, ever-unfolding beauty of existence itself. It is a profound shift that allows you to live more fully, love more deeply, and let go more gracefully. The power of perspective. It's not what happens, but how you react. The third profound Stoic truth unveils the immense power of perspective. It is not what happens to you that matters, but how you react to what happens. This principle is perhaps one of the most liberating and empowering insights offered by Stoicism, for it places the key to your peace and happiness squarely within your own hands, regardless of external circumstances. Imagine two individuals facing the exact same challenging event, perhaps a sudden, unexpected financial setback. One person might crumble under the weight of despair, seeing only ruin and hopelessness. They might succumb to anger, self-pity, and a pervasive sense of victimhood. The other person, facing the identical setback, might view it as a difficult but ultimately surmountable challenge, an opportunity to reassess priorities, or even a catalyst for seeking new, more fulfilling paths. The external event is identical, yet their experiences, their emotional states, and their subsequent actions diverge wildly. Why? Because their perspective, their interpretation of the event, is fundamentally different. The Stoics argued that events themselves are neutral. A broken vase is simply a broken vase. It does not inherently carry sadness or anger. Those emotions are superimposed upon it by our own judgments and interpretations. Epictetus, a former slave who became a renowned Stoic philosopher, famously said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them." This powerful statement cuts through the common misconception that external circumstances directly cause our feelings. In reality, it is our internal narrative, the story we tell ourselves about what is happening, that truly dictates our emotional response. If we label a challenge as a disaster, we will feel disastrous. If we label it as a learning opportunity, our emotions will align with growth and resilience. This principle is not about denying reality or pretending that difficulties don't exist. It's about recognizing that between an event and our reaction lies a crucial space, a moment of choice. In that moment, we have the power to select our interpretation, to choose our response. This is the very essence of human freedom. Consider, for instance, a personal criticism. You don't control what someone says about you, but you absolutely control how you interpret that criticism. Do you immediately internalize it as a personal attack, allowing it to wound your self-esteem? Or do you pause, consider if there's any truth in it for personal growth, and if not, simply let it pass without internalizing it? The latter choice empowers you, maintaining your inner equilibrium. Practicing the power of perspective involves several key steps. First, cultivate mindfulness, the ability to observe your initial, often automatic, judgments and reactions. When something unpleasant happens, instead of immediately being swept away by emotion, take a deliberate pause. Second, engage in cognitive reframing. Ask yourself, is there another way to look at this? What good, if any, could come from this? Is this truly a catastrophe or simply an inconvenience? What would a wise, objective person do in this situation? This conscious effort to challenge your initial, often negative interpretations allows you to see alternative possibilities. Third, focus on what you can learn. Every experience, especially the difficult ones, holds potential lessons. By shifting your focus from "why is this happening to me" to "what can I learn from this?" you transform adversity into a forge for character and wisdom. This approach profoundly changes your relationship with suffering. Rather than being a passive victim of circumstances, you become an active participant in shaping your inner landscape. A traffic jam, for example, is a neutral event. Your frustration comes from your judgment that it is bad or unacceptable. By simply accepting it as a present reality and choosing to use the time for quiet reflection, listening to a podcast, or practicing patience, you eliminate the suffering entirely. Similarly, a job loss can be reframed not as an ending, but as a new beginning, an invitation to explore dormant talents or pursue a long-held dream. The power of perspective is the ultimate tool for emotional mastery. It allows you to decouple your inner state from external fluctuations. It empowers you to navigate life's inevitable ups and downs, not with emotional reactivity, but with a calm, reasoned response. By consistently applying this truth, you build an inner resilience that makes you unshakable. You become the architect of your own inner peace, demonstrating that true happiness and contentment are not found in controlling the world, but in mastering the lens through which you perceive it. This transformative shift grants you an enduring sense of freedom and a profound capacity for navigating the human experience with unwavering equanimity. Virtue is the sole good, cultivating your unshakable core. The fourth profound Stoic truth centers on the radical idea that virtue is the sole good. In a world often obsessed with external markers of success, wealth, fame, power, material possessions, or social status, this Stoic tenet offers a powerful counter-narrative, urging us to reorient our lives towards something far more enduring and inherently valuable. The Stoics believed that true happiness, or eudaimonia, comes not from accumulating external advantages, which are fickle and can be taken away at any moment, but from cultivating an unshakable inner character based on virtue. These virtues, wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance, are considered the only true good because they are entirely within our control and are the only things that can never be truly lost or stolen. Let's unpack these cardinal virtues. Wisdom is not merely intellectual knowledge, but practical wisdom, the ability to discern what is good, what is bad, and what is indifferent, and to apply that understanding to live well. It's the capacity for sound judgment, critical thinking, and a clear understanding of reality. This is the virtue that guides all others, helping us navigate complex situations with clarity and make choices that align with reason and nature. Justice refers to fairness, integrity, and treating others with respect and impartiality. It's about doing what is right, not because of external reward or punishment, but because it is inherently just. This extends to our relationships, our communities, and our responsibilities as human beings. A Stoic strives to be a good citizen of the world, contributing positively and fairly. Courage, or fortitude, is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act rightly in the face of fear, adversity, pain, or uncertainty. It's the moral strength to stand firm on your principles, to endure hardship, and to face difficult truths. This courage isn't only physical, it's also intellectual and moral courage, the bravery to challenge your own assumptions, to speak truth to power, and to embrace discomfort for growth. Finally, temperance, or moderation, is about self-control, discipline, and living in harmony with reason. It involves regulating our desires and impulses, ensuring they do not become our masters. This doesn't mean asceticism or denying pleasure, but rather enjoying things in moderation and not allowing external pleasures to dictate our inner peace or ethical conduct. Why are these virtues considered the sole good? Because unlike wealth or reputation, they cannot be taken from you by chance or circumstance. A financial crisis might wipe out your savings, but it cannot diminish your courage or integrity. A physical illness might limit your body, but it cannot erode your wisdom or your sense of justice. Your reputation might be tarnished by gossip, but your actual character, your commitment to virtue, remains untouched. When your happiness is anchored in these internal qualities, your sense of self is strong and impervious to the fickle whims of fortune. This provides an extraordinary sense of freedom and an inner tranquility that no external event can truly shatter. Living virtuously, according to the Stoics, is living in harmony with nature and with reason. It means making choices that reflect your highest values, even when they are difficult or unpopular. It means acting with integrity, even when no one is watching. This constant striving for virtue is a lifelong practice, not a destination. Each decision, each interaction, each challenge presents an opportunity to practice these virtues, to hone your character like a sculptor refining a masterpiece. The rewards are immeasurable: a clear conscience, a deep sense of self-respect, and an inner peace that flows from knowing you are living in alignment with your truest self. Furthermore, when virtue is your sole good, your motivations shift. You are less driven by external rewards or the avoidance of punishment, and more by an intrinsic desire to be the best version of yourself. This cultivates an authentic happiness that doesn't depend on external validation. It allows you to find joy in simply doing what is right, regardless of the outcome. It fosters a profound sense of purpose that transcends fleeting pleasures or material achievements. By focusing on cultivating your character, you build an unshakable inner fortress, a sanctuary where true happiness and contentment reside, impervious to the storms of life. This radical reorientation of values is perhaps the most profound and liberating promise of Stoicism, inviting you to discover a wealth that can never be lost. The value of adversity. A teacher, not an enemy. The fifth and profoundly transformative Stoic truth is the recognition that adversity is a teacher, not an enemy. This is perhaps one of the most counterintuitive, yet ultimately empowering insights offered by this ancient philosophy. Our natural human inclination is to avoid discomfort, to shy away from pain, and to lament misfortune. We perceive challenges as obstacles, setbacks as failures, and suffering as something to be endured with resentment. However, the Stoics held a radically different perspective. They viewed adversity not as a curse, but as a crucial, even indispensable opportunity for growth and the forging of character. They understood that just as a blacksmith uses intense heat and hammering to shape raw metal into a strong tool, life uses challenges to refine our souls. Consider the analogy of physical training. A weightlifter doesn't avoid heavy weights, they embrace them, knowing that the resistance is precisely what builds strength and resilience. Similarly, a musician doesn't shy away from difficult pieces. They practice them diligently, knowing that overcoming the technical challenges leads to greater skill and artistry. In the same vein, the Stoics argued that mental and emotional resilience is not built in comfort, but in struggle. It is through facing down difficulties, enduring discomfort, and navigating crises that our inner strengths are revealed, tested, and ultimately solidified. When we overcome a challenge, we don't just solve a problem, we become stronger, wiser, and more capable. The Stoic practice of viewing adversity as a teacher involves several key shifts in mindset. First, it requires acceptance of the reality of the situation. This isn't passive resignation, but an active acknowledgement that the difficulty exists. Resisting what is already happening only adds a layer of emotional suffering to the initial hardship. Second, it involves reframing the challenge. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" the Stoic asks, "What is this happening for me? What can I learn from this? How can I grow through this experience?" This shifts the focus from victimhood to agency, from despair to opportunity. A job loss, for example, is painful, but instead of only seeing ruin, the Stoic might ask, "What skills can I now develop? What new career path might this open? How can this teach me greater resilience or financial prudence?" Third, it encourages conscious practice of virtue. Adversity provides the perfect proving ground for cultivating courage, patience, temperance, and wisdom. When you are unfairly criticized, it's an opportunity to practice temperance in your response and wisdom in your judgment. When you face a difficult illness, it's a chance to practice courage in enduring pain and wisdom in managing your energy. When you experience loss, it's an opportunity to practice acceptance and emotional fortitude. Each challenge becomes a live training exercise for building the very character you aspire to embody. The difficulties in life aren't simply random acts of fate. They are precisely the conditions under which our inner virtues can be sharpened and refined. Seneca, in his letters, often celebrated the virtues of hardship, stating that fire tests gold, adversity tests strong men. He saw challenges as a necessary part of a flourishing life, reminding us that an untroubled life is often an unexamined and unrefined one. Without the friction of difficulty, How can we truly know our limits, discover our inner reserves, or develop genuine empathy for others? It is often in our darkest moments that we uncover our greatest strengths and gain the most profound insights. Embracing adversity as a teacher ultimately leads to a profound sense of anti-fragility. While fragile things break under stress and resilient things withstand stress, anti-fragile things improve under stress. The Stoic, through intentional practice, aims to become anti-fragile, to not just survive challenges, but to emerge from them wiser, stronger, and more capable than before. This doesn't mean seeking out suffering, but rather, when suffering inevitably arrives, meeting it with an open mind and a determined spirit, ready to extract its invaluable lessons. By internalizing this truth, you transform your relationship with struggle, converting potential sources of despair into powerful catalysts for growth, ultimately building an unshakable spirit capable of navigating any storm life may send your way. The unveiling, your unshakable inner fortress. We've journeyed through the profound depths of Stoic wisdom, exploring truths that, at first glance, might seem deceptively simple, yet hold the power to dismantle a lifetime of unnecessary suffering. We've unraveled the dichotomy of control, liberating ourselves from the futile struggle against what lies beyond our influence. We've embraced impermanence, finding peace in the natural ebb and flow of life, rather than clinging to fleeting moments. We've discovered the transformative power of perspective, realizing that our reactions, not external events, truly shape our reality. We've elevated virtue as the sole good, redirecting our aspirations toward an unshakable inner character. And we've recognized the profound value of adversity, transforming challenges from perceived enemies into invaluable teachers. Now pause with me for a moment. Close your eyes, if you feel comfortable, and truly internalize what these truths offer. Imagine the profound shift that occurs when you genuinely integrate these principles into the very fabric of your being. It's not just about understanding them intellectually. It's about living them. It's about the quiet yet monumental transformation that happens when you truly internalize that your peace is not a fragile vessel at the mercy of every external wave, but an unshakable inner fortress that you alone construct and maintain. This is the key moment, the profound realization that these aren't merely ancient philosophies, they are living principles designed to be woven into the tapestry of your daily life, creating a masterpiece of resilience and tranquility. Picture yourself facing a situation that, in the past, would have sent ripples of anxiety through your soul. Perhaps it's an unfair criticism from a colleague, an unexpected bill, or a change in plans that disrupts your carefully laid schedule. Instead of succumbing to immediate frustration or despair, you now have a choice. You can apply the dichotomy of control. Is this within my control? No, but my reaction is. You can embrace impermanence. This too shall pass. Let me not cling to this moment of discomfort. You can activate the power of perspective. How else can I view this? What can I learn? You can draw on your virtue. How can I respond with wisdom and temperance? And you can acknowledge the value of adversity. This is an opportunity to practice my inner strength. This moment of conscious application, this deliberate choice to respond with wisdom rather than impulse, is where the true magic of Stoicism unfolds. It's not a dramatic, instantaneous revelation, but a series of quiet, powerful internal shifts that accumulate over time. It's like building a muscle. Each conscious effort strengthens your capacity for peace, for reason, for resilience. The fear of judgment begins to dissipate because you realize others' opinions are outside your control and irrelevant to your virtue. The sting of loss, while still painful, becomes less consuming because you've already acknowledged impermanence and can find gratitude for what was. The anxiety about the future lessens because you focus on virtuous action in the present, which is the only true preparation for tomorrow. This transformation is your unshakable inner fortress. It's a sanctuary of the mind, built brick by brick with deliberate choices and mindful reflection. Within these walls, no external storm, be it financial hardship, interpersonal conflict, or the inevitable frailties of body, can truly penetrate or shatter your core tranquility. You become the quiet captain of your own soul, navigating life's unpredictable waters, not by trying to control the storms, but by mastering the ship within you. This profound shift, this moment of awakening to your own inherent power over your inner world, is the true climax of the Stoic journey. It's the realization that lasting peace and genuine happiness are not found in the chaotic external world, but cultivated meticulously and lovingly within your own boundless spirit. Conclusion: cultivating your inner sanctuary. We have now journeyed through the profound insights of Stoicism, exploring 5 timeless truths that offer more than just philosophical contemplation. They offer a practical, actionable blueprint for a life lived with purpose, peace, and unshakable resilience. We began by recognizing the crucial dichotomy of control, freeing ourselves from the exhausting battle against what lies beyond our influence, and instead channeling our energy into what we truly possess: our thoughts, judgments, desires, and actions. We then embraced the liberating truth of impermanence, understanding that clinging to fleeting moments or possessions only breeds suffering, and that true peace comes from flowing with life's ever-changing currents. We delved into the immense power of perspective, realizing that our experience of reality is shaped not by events themselves, but by the meaning we choose to assign to them, empowering us to choose wisely. This led us to the radical notion that virtue is the sole good, shifting our focus from external achievements to the cultivation of an inner character marked by wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance that no external force can diminish. Finally, we transformed our view of challenges, recognizing the value of adversity not as an enemy, but as a crucial teacher, a forge in which our true strength and character are refined. These aren't just ancient philosophies from dusty scrolls. They are living, breathing principles, ready for your hand, waiting to be integrated into the fabric of your daily existence. They invite us to step away from the endless chase for external validation, from the constant anxiety fueled by things beyond our control, and to instead cultivate an unshakable inner fortress. This fortress is not a place of isolation, but a sanctuary of the mind, a place where true peace, clarity, and contentment reside, impervious to the external storms of life. It is the wisdom to know what truly matters, the courage to act on your principles, and the serenity to accept what cannot be changed. By consciously practicing these Stoic truths day by day, moment by moment, you begin to build a life that is not merely reactive to circumstances, but deeply intentional and profoundly meaningful. You become the architect of your own inner landscape, choosing peace over panic, wisdom over impulse, and enduring strength over fleeting comfort. This journey of inner mastery is continuous, a lifelong path of learning and refinement, But each step taken in the direction of these truths brings you closer to the profound tranquility and robust happiness that is your birthright. As we bring this exploration of Stoic truths to a close, remember that understanding is merely the first step. True transformation comes through consistent practice and ongoing reflection. The principles we've discussed today, the dichotomy of control, impermanence, the power of perspective, the virtue as the sole good, and the value of adversity, are not meant to be simply heard, but deeply integrated into your daily life. They are tools, powerful and profound, waiting for you to pick them up and wield them with intention. This journey towards an unshakable inner calm, toward a mind that is truly strong, peaceful and happy, doesn't end here. It's an ongoing path of discovery and growth. If these insights have resonated with you, if they've sparked a flicker of recognition or a desire for deeper understanding, then I invite you to continue this valuable exploration with us. Our channel, The Stoic Philosophy, is dedicated to providing more timeless wisdom and practical guidance, helping you navigate life's complexities with grace and resilience. Don't let these powerful truths fade away after this video. The best way to deepen your understanding and ensure you don't miss future insights that can transform your outlook is to become a part of our growing community. I encourage you to subscribe to the Stoic Philosophy channel right now. By doing so, you'll join countless others on a shared journey towards greater well-being and inner mastery. Explore our other videos, delve into topics that resonate with your current challenges, and equip yourself with the mental fortitude to face anything life sends your way. Thank you so much for investing your valuable time with us today, for opening your mind to these ancient yet ever-relevant truths. It is a privilege to share this wisdom with you. May your path be filled with peace, purpose, and profound understanding. Until our next conversation, cultivate your inner sanctuary, and may you find strength, serenity, and enduring happiness in every moment.